Hello, Yakri here with another Warframe video. So, I didn't really originally intend this to be my first piece of Fortuna launch content, but I'm here to complain a bit about the K-Drive and the sort of trick system in Fortuna with the K-Drive, because I think it could be really cool, and it's just missing a couple key pieces that make it like less fun without really being super important to balance or progression or anything. So I think the first one is that you can't, I guess I can't actually show this off because I suck at K-driving a little bit too much, and this isn't an awesome area for it, but your points for doing tricks are capped at 3,000, right? So however good I was at this, I wouldn't, shit. And so right there, I didn't stop holding control, incidentally. It just stopped grinding for whatever reason. I'm not really sure what the deal is with that. Yeah, it'll just drop you off of your grind, right? For no reason. That's just a bug though. That's less of a complaint. But the 3,000 points thing. So you can get way more points than that if you do a super crazy trick, or if you go to some area where you can just keep your trick combo going for ages and ages and ages and ages and ages, right? And you can do like a crazy cool trick and get way more than 3,000 points. Except the game won't actually let you get more than 3,000 points. It is just an arbitrary cap for no reason. And so that's what I really don't like, right? I don't like that they arbitrarily capped it. If they had to do that for rep, that's one thing, but I think the fact that they visually arbitrarily capped it makes it so you can't just like get some really cool, fun, massive score, right? And I'd like to have like a profile stat for your highest ever score on K-Drive tricks, right? And so I'd really like them to uncap it, at least at minimum visually. Now, I don't think it should be capped in terms of rep either. You have a daily cap in the amount of rep you can earn, and anybody, even someone with a job, can, with a little dedication, get on here and hit that cap. I don't think there's any reason for like a fun, like just a fun kind of goofy aspect of the game like this, why you shouldn't be able to get a huge, just a massive chunk of reputation for this faction if you do a super crazy long K-Drive trick. I think you should just get the rep. I don't think that it's going to hurt progression when progression is basically just the daily cap rate anyway, if people can do that. So I don't know why they did it like this. I wish they would just uncap it. And I wanted to talk about this first before I talk about other things about Fortuna, because it's a very easy fix and it's not a mistake. It's a design choice, and they could just choose not to do it that way. And so I would really appreciate it if the devs would change a little bit of how the K-Drive is designed. Now, the other gripe I kind of have is it's really hard to be rewarded for your impressive tricks, even not including the point thing, right? So if I just, oh fuck. Also, if I stayed up on that thing, it would count as a trick success. But if I just dismount normally like that without crashing or anything, that counts as a failure. But if you jump off to dismount, that counts as a success. So it'd be nice if that was fixed a little bit. What I was actually trying to show, if I could just keep grinding here for a second, is if I just do this, this will take me. Oh, shit, I did it wrong again. But if you do it correctly, if I actually pull the whole nosedive trick off, it should kick me up to a 5x multiplier, right? And if I do a backflip and a nose grab, right, it should also kick me up to a 5x multiplier. So nose grab, yay, and then 5x, right? Okay. And it's actually normally easier to get than that. I don't know why I didn't get it on the smaller jumps that time. Maybe I just didn't grab it quite long enough, but you can do like a really tiny hop and still get the 5x. Okay, let's say I go up here, do jump, that doesn't count for anything. Now I've started grinding, and let's do a big jump and we'll grab the nose, do a backflip, grab the nose, start grinding. Look, 5x. So I think you get a few extra points. As you notice, I succeeded because I tapped spacebar really quickly there at the end instead of getting another fail. So I think you might get a few more points, but it's like you get this tiny, tiny little benefit for doing like a quadra backflip, double nose grab, side flip, and then landing it versus just nose grab and land it, right? So the point is that this is minor gripe. It's a side system, I know, but it's this really cool and fun mechanic, and actually I think this is one of the best things in a lot of ways that they've added this expansion. I'm calling it an expansion. I don't think they even call it. Do they even call it an expansion themselves? It's basically an expansion. Anyway, it's one of the best things that they added with Fortuna, in my opinion. And I think it could be infinitely better if just some small changes were added. Like, I think that if they've got a tricking system for it, and some small tweaks to it would encourage players to pull off the biggest, riskiest tricks that they can. And currently, you're encouraged to pull off the most minor trick possible and grind for a really long time. I haven't tested it too much more, but I'm also pretty sure you get pretty much nothing if you don't just grind a lot. So I'd really like to see more ability to land huge point tricks off of getting a huge jump and no grinding at all, and stuff like that as well. And that would go hand in hand with making, like, combining more tricks while you have airtime, right? Getting you more points. And I assume, you don't always want to assume, because maybe things have been designed in a really ad hoc way once in a while with games, but probably most of these factors are just some numbers that they should be able to change, and it could make this whole system like crazy amounts better. And also being able to get high trick numbers would allow us to do some like kind of stupid but not truly useful things with some of those mods that we have available for the K-Drive. So I think that would be very cool as well. Anyway, I think that pretty much covers it for this video. I just want the K-Drive to be cooler, right? I also wouldn't totally mind if boost mode was a little faster. I kind of have like a small gripe in that Archwings, they're cool. Archwings themselves are pretty cool on this map, and they're fairly fun, aside from the bullshit insta-kill torpedoes that make the It's All like numero uno only good option. But they make the K-Drive kind of pointless, except to like goof around with. And I don't know, I kind of wish it was more useful than it is for the tile set it was invented for, right? Just because, there's this tendency where, like, even if you don't agree with it, you always kind of feel this pressure that, like, oh, I could be using my Archwing and getting to locations a little bit more optimally and completing these missions a little bit faster, especially when you're not playing solo and not just kind of chilling like I'm doing now, and you're playing with other people, to do that instead of just zooming around on the K-Drive, which is way less effective, and you won't be able to search for caches and stuff as quickly and get to objectives as quickly. And your teammates will already be there completing the objective without you if you choose to take the K-Drive route. So I'm not a huge fan of that. I'm not sure I have a good solution other than like banning Archwings, which would piss a lot of people off, understandably. And I'm not even like a huge fan of that, because there are cool things about including Archwing combat in these big open maps. These feel like what Archwings were made for, actually, not the space levels they're actually designed for, in my opinion. Oh, yeah, there is one other thing I wanted to mention. There's no, like, forgiveness between combos. Let me show you what I mean. And to correct myself earlier, I went off and checked this really quick. And you can't just boost really high into the air and just do, like, a huge nose grab, and boom, I get some points, right? And I can do a backflip or two, and I'll get a 3x, and I'll get, like, 66 points or so. Here's the thing. You can't, as far as I can tell, jump again, like, fast enough to do anything with that. Right, so boom, and let's jump, boom, and up. It didn't combo. It didn't even give me points for that. So, not necessarily that it should in that scenario, but when I tried it with grinding and whatnot as well, if it registers that you've completed like your one section of your combo, there is no delay. There's no like grace period where you can try and like get on a new thing and grind it or do anything else again. Just boom, you're out. That's it. You're done. You're done. It's over. And I really wish they would have a grace period, so you can focus, again, on landing bigger, more awesome tricks. Maybe there needs to be, like, less of a grace period in terms of landing things, so that you, it's more dangerous and easier to flub your tricks, right? Maybe that does need to be the case, but to compensate, to make it, like, so you can't just kind of chain tricks eternally. However, it would be really nice if you could, like, jump on one of these things, grind at the end, dismount, do like a little spin jump, a little copter, and then have it continue your trick multiplier, and then you jump on another thing and start grinding it, and let it actually continue, and it's part of the same trick. And it doesn't exist currently at all, and I really, really wish it would, because it could make some more entertaining, like, long distance routes on the map possible to turn into like a huge trick. And I don't know, the challenge of that, especially if it were made a little more difficult but even as is, the challenge of that is a lot of fun in my opinion. So yeah, anyway, thank you all for watching. If you like this content, you want to see more like it, subscribing won't do you jack shit. You probably need to check my channel all the time. That's YouTube for you. So see y'all later. Yakri out.